Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you again to all my subscribers and viewers with all your beautiful comments and your great dialogue and everybody connecting and helping one another with really cool remedies for what ails each other. It's so nice to see just humanity caring so much for each other and being so thoughtful. And that brought me to tonight's topic, which is what positive behaviors can I do to make a positive change in the world? Like, what can I do to sort of raise the vibration to, help humanity? What positive changes can I do? I love that so much because sometimes it just takes one gesture to change the trajectory of someone's day. You know what I mean? They could be just having a moment, and then you just express your gratitude to them, to a barista or whoever, someone who held the door for you, and they just get so elevated by those little thank yous. Let that shit go. Anything's in your brain, let it go. You're just trying to train your mind to see the good in all the situations. With any personal growth, we elevate a bit and we help one another, and we have more patience, and we really start to enhance our lives by using our five senses and really enjoying things. We really enjoy the taste of food. Is it creamy? Is it sour? We slow things down and really enjoy it. What are we really seeing when we pick up those flowers? Are we taking a nice gigantic smell of them, and savoring that whole thing about really honestly stopping to smell the roses, for sure. And like when our animals approach us for affection, are we treating them part of the furniture like they're invisible, or do we start to stop and pet them and show them affection? It only takes a second and it makes their life, because we're all they have in most instances. You know what I mean? Our children. We're all pretty much living incredibly blessed lives. If we have a roof, if we have food, if we have pets, and we're all worthy of wonderful things. Everybody's growing and learning each day and experiencing new things. So yeah, we've experienced heartache, we've experienced death and loss, and we're so resilient, and we still want to acquire knowledge, and this is what raises our vibration. Gratitude, kindness, forgiveness, acceptance, being out in the sun, walking in nature, laughing, smiling, hugging, singing, dancing. My kids were all just out there laughing and singing and dancing. They're teenagers. They're baking a cake and they're psyched as hell. It's hilarious. But relaxing music and creativity, for sure. So raise your vibration, and then you're lighter and you're able to be more giving and caring. I know you guys like the pick a card, so I'll do that. I see 3 there, 2. And again, for our connectors, I will put, instead of a stone, a card, and whatever one resonates with you, the oracle card, you can choose that pile. So this will be 1 right here. I love this one too. It's protect the wild and green. Number 2 will be let the emotions flow. And number 3 will be time to reflect. So you can look at those for a moment and make your choices. Yeah, I'm really having a nice mellowed out evening. I did some filming today and I got to be outside and I did a lot, and I was like, yeah, I feel like we definitely are starting to expand as a group, and everybody on YouTube and the ones going to the manifestation channels and stuff, people are just educating themselves, and it's really, really beautiful. So we'll start with number 1 over here. What we can do to yeah, I just call it raising humanity, be positive aspect in the world. So karma, that's something definitely, if we remind ourselves of karmic law, that will definitely make a difference. Oh, nice. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles and the 2 of Wands too. Wow, it's really good. Okay, yeah, I mean, just think if we knew there was most people do know this, but what if we kept reminding ourselves of karmic law and what goes around comes around? We don't, as a species, like to invite harm into our lives, right? So why would we inject that into others' lives as well with, you know, yelling and swearing when we're in our vehicles and someone cuts us off? We're jarred and rattled by that when people do that to us, yet sometimes we don't give a second thought when we do that to other person. And I will personally say my one maniac button is in my car because I see people be so frivolous with lives, you know what I mean? And they run red lights to get in this big hurry. Where are you going? The hospital, I think, if you continue to drive like that. It's really crazy. Yeah, we need to just sort of just be aware of our actions, slow down, and take a step back so we can make smart decisions that aren't harmful to people. And right here, another thing that you can do to raise the vibration, be a positive thing, is be generous. And I feel like you already are, the people that have chosen this group. As a Queen of Pentacles and stuff, we all have resources that we can share. I like to be generous with my information and time and things that I've garnered throughout the years. And like I said, I try to answer all my comments and help people if they have medical issues that don't, you know, require very specific medications. It's just a lot of self-care and basic things. And I'm a complete kitchen witch. Like, I know how to use herbs and what helps and heals the body and balances it. So if you have knowledge that's medical, scientific, anything like that, money, like there's been just insane weather patterns all over in the United States. And when people go out of their way to donate to Red Cross, and around Thanksgiving there's a lot of beauty in the world. People start to donate canned goods and food for each other, and it's such a lovely process. So that is definitely a way, you know, it's just your generosity and your time and being a mentor. There's a lot. I live in a city where they have a Big Brother program and Big Sister program, and that's so absolutely lovely to see, because there's quite a few teens where their parents, or single parents might even be, they have to work quite hard, and they just, honestly, they don't have the energy to play sports at the end of the day and do things like that. So mentoring, that is a beautiful way to raise your vibe. And I see you as being a generous person. And this too, travel, I feel like this is sort of the wow, I could go anywhere card. I'm looking off on the horizon. Where shall I venture? You know, it's like the whole world awaits you. So it is that that quest to go out and discover things. And by discovering new things, we expand our minds and also our acceptance of other cultures. And I'm lucky to have lived in quite a few places and been over in Europe and the islands and things, and you see how other people live, and it's very beautiful, and it really definitely makes for a larger perspective on the world. So yeah, for sure. I'm going to pull you an oracle card too. And then right when I scoop up this thing, I'm going to have a big sip of my ginger ale because I have such a dry throat. And sometimes I feel so compelled to do like one more thing when the messages just come, but it's like, you know, our voice really only has so much. Oh, nice. Yeah, and letting go of the old habits that don't suit us, the things that make us think we're restricted somehow. We're really not. There's no restrictions. And a lot of people say, yeah, well, I don't have the money to do that, or I don't have this to do that. Guess what? If it's your passion, it's something you really want, and you're asking for guidance and you're asking it from the universe and you're manifesting, it does come to being. Because I'll tell you what, I've had times where I was like, oh, that is definitely not a possibility. And it comes to pass if I put my passion, my belief, and some positive reaffirmations in there. I mean, I'm not out of my mind, like I need to go get in a rocket and go to Mars tonight because that's how I roll. You know, not like that type of thing. But if I want to go to the Grand Canyon or go somewhere, I'm going to save for that and I'm going to make it happen. You know what I mean? Because again, your energy is currency, and in the world, in your universe, the greatest gifts that you give to other people are your thoughts, intentions, and your energetic loves. So really use that energy to bless your loved ones and drop old stuff that doesn't suit you. And people too, I say this over and over, there's lots of people out there, they're not quite aware yet, and they have, you know, they like to do the same things and run in the same circles and not really expand. And if you don't find their energy conducive to lifting you up, you know, just give a pause to that so you can grow at the rate that you're supposed to, and be a positive aspect in the world. You know, not many people are a positive aspect in the world that are simply sitting on a bar stool talking crap about everybody and just consuming, you know what I mean, like heavy consuming of everything. So that's number one, if that's you. And if you're new, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know what you think of these videos. Comment away. We have really good dialogue, and everybody shares and helps each other on this channel. It's very lovely. Here we go on the next one. Oh, very cool. Wow, this is really good. This is a nice mix. I like anything with the Fool in it, and some people that aren't that familiar with tarot always think the Fool is a foolish person. However, it's not. The Fool is somebody who's lighthearted and young of heart, and they travel light. Look, he's right there. He knows the universe will support him or her, that on their journey, their focus is going to be about enjoying their five senses, everything they see, everything they taste, everything they hear, everything they touch, because they're in it for the experience, not for financial gain, not for anything. And they just trust that they're safe, and they don't need a lot of material things. They just want the experience and to thrive. And I feel like that's how you'll do well to you know, be less of a consumer and really just have your hands in the earth. I feel like this group too, I feel like they're gardeners, and they love anything to do with the earth and trees and flowers and flora and fauna and all those things. That always helps. If you know you're planting gardens, I love the idea of like when the schools and the churches, and then they all plant, especially in inner cities and rural areas where they have gardens for fresh fruits and vegetables, say for a shelter or something nearby. That's always a beautiful way to contribute. And then the Ace of Cups, again with karmic law, when we contribute to society, the world, and the universe at large, the universe, it whiplashes back that karmic thank you. And this is how they do it. So when you receive your karmic rewards, you're just gracious about it, and you share and you inform people, because when you're able to do that, it's like a domino effect. You know, it's that like that movie, that Pay It Forward. You do something nice for somebody, it sets their mood a little higher in their vibration, therefore they want to. And also honing your craft. I feel like you artists out there, the way that you contribute to the world in a very positive way is honing your craft. Whether, you know, you're a musician, a jewelry maker, a writer, just a painter, even no matter what you do, furniture making, you're a mechanic, all those things that you have, those skill sets that people, and they don't have the skills for, and they rely on you for that, especially mechanics and stuff, for safety, and construction people, that you're creating sound structures, things like that. That's how you contribute to the world in a very significant and great way. And you should be very proud of yourself for doing that. Anybody who can work and build something out of nothing, that's very impressive. Just your imagination, it's something else. I mean, people think, oh, that's nothing. No, it's not nothing. You are creating something, and usually something amazing, out of nothing. Hence the Ace of Cups, a new beginning, a fresh start, where you're getting a lot of karmic rewards. So that is really cool. And I'm going to pull you a card too. Let me see what we got here. See yourself in nature. It's funny how there's going to be a theme here. Yeah, being in nature is such a grounding, relaxing, peaceful thing. So even if you can't be in nature, and say you're at a desk or somewhere, when you picture yourself, say in the Bronx Zoo or somewhere, seeing animals, seeing waterfalls, seeing beautiful, peaceful nature scenes, it slows your heart rate. It's very relaxing, and it does wonders for someone. So when you can do that, get outside. You know, if you're in a building, just for a little while, have your lunch outside if you're able, and just, or look out at the trees and nature. It's very relaxing. Green is a color of just grounding and wisdom, and just and nature is like a symphony. When you go out, where I live, there's all kinds of birds and animals, and it's like its own music. So if that's you, that's fantastic. Yeah, there's so much. You contribute to the world so much, and it just raises everybody else up as well. And you know, you set a good example. So that's amazing. So if you're new, don't forget to like and subscribe. Press that subscribe button, because you guys are amazing, and I have a lot of really great things coming, and giveaways and contests. It's going to be so great, because I really don't take anything for granted. I mean, I am just tickle pink every time I read any comment where you guys are so lovely and you say, you know, this particular phrase or read has really helped you, because everybody's expanding and their eyes are opening and people are really meeting their destinies and their soul calling. And it does take bravery to dump a 9 to 5 and go on and do your true soul's calling. That one turn is all it takes, but that's a moment of bravery. But right after that, you're like, wow, I should have done this years ago, you know what I mean? And you're starting to step into that. So good job. And all my links are below. If you need a private read, all my stuff is down there. So good job, you guys. Yeah, I'm just proud of everybody who's involved in trying the betterment of people. Oh yeah, themselves, their families. You know, that's the people we really want to set our examples for, right? You know, our family. That's my one thing. If I ever want to snap or act crazy, most of the time my kids are with me. They're teenagers, but I pretend they can hear what I'm saying, and I think is that something that I would be proud of them to hear. Again, you know, coming from Hale, that honesty, authenticity, integrity, and love, because they mirror us and they mimic us because we set the example. So you guys, wow, you got some far out stuff. In a minute, I'm excited. I know, I'm so like, I feel like I'm just totally chilling now. I'm gonna need my citrine to help my energy a little bit, because when I stop and I lay down and chill out, I go almost into like comatose mode. I don't want to rely on caffeine like a crazy person. Anyway, this is beautiful. So you have the Star, the 6 of Cups, and the 7 of Cups. And I can't tell you how many times I have had that. It's so weird. I've had the 5 of Cups, I think, almost all day. Well, of course, with the Star, that is your wish card, and look, that's you balancing yourself out. So I think being fair and reasonable with yourself and how much you give to your family, your friends, and all that, if you do it in a reasonable, steady way where you don't get too tired or give too much, because that used to be my downfall. I'd just go and go and go and give him, I'll pick you up, I'll drive you there, I'll do this, I'll paint your house. Seriously, because I wanted to help, and when I would suffer burnout, and then I would have a short temper because I would get so tired and I wouldn't even realize that was happening. And you know, it wasn't about accomplish. It was just like, oh, they need help, well, I'll help them. But you really do have to put the oxygen mask on yourself first, as it were, when you're on a plane, and care for yourselves, because our bodies do need to regenerate and replenish. And that's what you're learning to do. You're learning to listen to your inner selves and to your guides, and slow down when you need to, and be more selective with how you spend your time and who you spend your time with too, because you're beginning to get clarity in who is really in your tribe. For sure, it's lifting that veil of who really is who for you. And then the 6 of Cups, which is, it's so funny, I can hardly see, like from where I am, I'm like, I can't be that friggin' blind. Yeah, okay, yeah. And again, with the Star, I just want to say that it's such a heavy manifestation and law of attraction time that I really, really urge everybody from the time they wake up to just start asking for what they want. You know what I mean? Be like, today's going to be a good day. I am abundant. I have everything I need. I have my health. I have all these things. And you keep reminding yourself of what you do have, because lots of times we take stuff for granted. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're lucky that we're able to walk, right? We're lucky that we have 2 hands that work. We're lucky that we can still talk, all those things, see, and just the stuff we take for granted. So I feel like you're starting to garner more gratitude for the things you have and you're able to do, and also your skill sets. So I feel like this group too, that you're giving of yourself in sort of a mentor way, and teaching other people the knowledge that you have that will help them. Whether it's educationally wise for people that are a little younger and they might need some information to help them. You know, sometimes people get stuck in such a funny way, you know what I mean? This card too can be looking into your deepest memories and remembering who you really are and what makes you happy, you know what I mean? And it's letting others help you find yourself again. You know, you're revisiting the past, your childhood memories, and forgiveness, and by lightening your load and remembering what it's like to be light of heart and have that joyful, you know, you always felt abundant and joyful when you were little, right? So yeah, all of that. And by this too is sort of your warning card that sometimes having too many choices can cause confusion. So you're paring down. You're not trying to be like, oh, well, today I could go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. You're like, I don't need to try to do everything at once. I can be more discerning in how and where I spend my time. You know what I mean? And you're not going to exhaust yourself anymore with choice, because you're realizing more is just more. You know what I mean? And in most cases, we don't need more of anything. And in a lot of cases, we need less of certain things. You ever go, like, you're really starving and you go in a restaurant and you get this like menu and there's so many choices that you're almost overwhelmed and you can't even deal, right? Because you're not sure what to choose, and it gets crazy. So, and this too is a warning card of, you know, you don't have to choose right now. Let things settle and you can choose, especially if it's job opportunities and things like that. So you help the world, yourself, and those around you by stepping back and sort of weaning yourself off the more is better perspective. You're starting to think, hey, I would rather have a few things that I really cherish and a few choices so I can have a restful brain and really enjoy what is out there. Yeah, and with the star, it really is your wish card. So you're so happy in what you're receiving in your gratitude that you're just receiving more because of that, and you're being generous, and that's how you're helping the world 100%, your generosity. Because sometimes just people, whatever, you know what it is, letting somebody in line before you at the grocery store that has a bunch of heavy crap, holding that door for someone who, you know, their arms are full, just smiling when somebody looks like they're having a rough day. You've seen them, people just look hectic. If you can ease anybody's burden in any way, definitely do that. And here we go. I love this so much. So yeah, you embrace the spirit, and basically your spirit is your soul, the thing that just gets you up, gets you going, just the stuff that makes you tick, and the stuff that you look forward to and you anticipate, and listening to your guides. Like right now there's a huge amount of people that are seeing synchronicities with numbers and animals, and birds they play a big part in my life. And a lot of people have been saying, you know, they were always somewhat attached to and loved ravens and crows, and those are the message bringers too, and they're very smart birds. And spirits are all around you trying to help you, and the universe wants people to succeed, happy and healthy. And by you just acknowledging that and trying to spread a little bit of joy and hopefulness, that's how you're just raising the vibration altogether too, and you're becoming more accepting of who you are, and you're not so judgmental on yourself. So that's fantastic. So if that's you guys, amazing. I'm super psyched. So if you're new, don't forget to like and press subscribe, because we're gonna have all kinds of good things going on. Yeah, I thought I'd just do a nice sort of sleepy one that I'm super relaxed, and I like the idea of this because when I wake up, that's usually the first thing I ask me, how can I improve today upon yesterday? Not in terms of volume of work or anything like that, but just in my attitude, and how can I help, you know, any situation that just is loving and spirit-filled and, you know, enriching my soul. You know what I mean? And this is definitely one way to do it, and I feel like you're all sort of reaching that. So that's you guys. So if you need any further answers or private reads or anything, my links are down below. I love this time of year for private reads or any kind of read, really, because it's I feel like, yeah, the veil is thinning, and I get such clarity in reads, especially if I do it at certain times and I really relax and meditate. I get really clear readings, and I feel like people are really excelling in their lives now. They don't want to waste time on frivolous things. They want to get in touch with who they really are and who is really around them. So that's you guys. I'm very excited. Again, all my stuff is down below if you need any answers, and I'll talk to you guys soon.